What if this was the best day of your life? Welcome to Sobriety Snippets for Women Over 40, where we elevate our mindset and trade hangovers for higher consciousness, one powerful snippet at a time. I'm Becca Jacobson. It's Friday. You're in Snippet Land, and I have a juicy one for you today, a kind of a extension from Wednesday's snippet. On Wednesday, we talked about going to the end and staying there, deciding the outcome is going to be amazing, and just living as though it's impossible to fail. We talked about Dorothea Brand, Dr. Ben Hardy, Neville Goddard. It was fun. It was fun. Today, we're going to talk about fear and worry, what they actually mean, and what role they actually serve. And I'm going to refer to them through the phrase, what if? What if? What if is a very powerful phrase. And instead of banning it, because there are some words here in Snippet Land that we've banned, one of them is can't. We don't say can't anymore. I don't know if you've heard that episode, but can't is not a word that we use in Snippet Land. Well, another word that could be banned or phrase would be what if, but instead of banning it, we're going to flip it on its head and use it to our advantage. When we're worried or fearful, we're actually expressing faith or a belief that the worst is going to happen. Isn't that weird? Like, think about it. Think that through. When I thought that about that, I thought, yeah, that's what it is. By saying, oh, what if the car crashes? Or what if I get sick? That is faith in an outcome you don't want. Why don't we ever say, what if everything turns out amazing? What if I get really healthy? What if I'm happy? What if, right? What if? But we never finish that sentence that way. It's not how our society works. It's not how we're raised. We're not taught that at all. We're taught to be fearful. We're taught to be careful. We're taught to look out for the worst. And it's also ingrained in us, right? Our subconscious mind, its job is to keep us safe. And so it's always, well, watch out for that. Oh, what if that could happen? Be careful about that. And it just keeps us constantly on the lookout for what can go wrong. And well, I would propose to you that we can start instead to be on the lookout for what can go right. And that's why this ties into Wednesday. Wednesday, I asked you to consider going to the end, an outcome that you really want, that feels good to you, and then living as though it were impossible to fail. Go to the end and stay there, regardless of what happens in between. You know in your own heart, well, this isn't exactly what I expected, but I'm not at the end yet. So I'll just trust that this is going to work out. It does require a leap of faith. So if you have faith in something greater than yourself, faith in God, the universe, whatever it is, by all means, please bring that into play here. But when it comes to having faith in the worst possible outcome, somebody please explain to me how that is helpful. Anybody? Anybody? And yet that's what we do, right? That big what if is a dead giveaway. There are some people in my life that say that all day long. You'll say, hey, should we go to the park? Well, what if it rains? It's like, that person that's constantly looking for what could go wrong. Some of us are worse than others, but we all do it. And I'd love for you to start paying attention to your own inner thoughts. And do you worry about the worst possible outcome? Are you a what if person? The person that's always waiting to see, worried about what could happen? Most of us are, as I say, some of us are worse than others. But listen, it's not helpful. Worrying about our children doesn't help our children. Worrying about our grandchildren, our partners, worrying about others does not help them ever. And yet we somehow feel that worrying is a sign of our love, right? Drive carefully. That is never helpful, by the way. It's not like your person that you're saying it to is going off thinking, I think I'll go drive recklessly now. I've never understood that. Drive carefully. But all we're really saying when we say that is, I want you safe and something bad could happen. So please be careful because I don't want anything to happen to you. That's what we're saying. But we're also It's a dead giveaway that we believe something could go wrong. Why don't we stay instead, enjoy this amazing trip you're about to have because I know you're getting there safe. You're already there. I can see it. You've arrived. You're safe. You're healthy. You're happy. But we don't do that. And this week was really about trying to look forward in a more positive light. So I would encourage you to do two things today. Number one, watch for that what if phrase in the negative form. How often do you use it? How does it come up for you? What does worry and fear look like for you? Are you constantly expecting the worst? Are you constantly concerned about the worst? Do you have faith in the worst possible outcome? Because that is what worry is. And then the other half of it is try to use it intentionally in the opposite way. What if I quit drinking and it was amazing? Have you ever said that? Anybody, show of hands, has anybody said, "What if I quit drinking and it was amazing? It was the best decision I ever made." In fact, what if I quit drinking and it was easy? It only took, a few days, and the next thing I knew, I was feeling better. I sure wish I'd done that earlier. What if that happened? I'll tell you this much. If you say that, it's more likely to happen rather than, "Oh, what if I quit drinking and I can't do this and I can't do that or this happens?" Instead, what if it's the best possible thing that ever happened to me? What if it ends up making this the best chapter of my life? Oh my God, what if giving up alcohol is like the better than winning the lottery? What if? What if? What if? Oh my God, what if? Write them down in your journal. What if? And then finish that line over and over and over in ways that get you excited, then get into your subconscious, into your psyche, into your heart, into your emotions, a feeling of excitement and a feeling of adventurousness for this chapter of life. That's what I want for you, my dears. So I have a question for you. What are you looking forward to right now? What gets you out of bed in the morning? Do you have something in your life that when you wake up, you're excited to move forward into closer to something that you're working on? Do you have a project in your life or something going on in your life it makes you excited about the future? Well, I can tell you right now that when I was drinking, I sure the hell didn't. The only thing in my future was a desire to not screw up any worse than I already had. Hopefully, I don't drink too much. Hopefully, I'm not too sick. Maybe one day I might even be able to quit. I had no goals, no plans. I was just in absolute 100% survival mode and full of fear and full of doubt, knowing that one day I was going to have to give up alcohol or die, and also knowing that I had no idea how to do it, and also knowing that I was terrified of the prospect of doing it. It's a horrible way to live. It really is. But nobody told me any of the things that I'm sharing with you here. So I'm telling you them so that you don't have to struggle as much as I did. Instead of worrying about the journey being difficult, I want you to write down in your journal at least 10 different ways it could be amazing. What if, what if, what if, 10 times. And then start watching. How do you use this phrase? And when it comes up, don't beat yourself up. Just notice it and say, oh, there I am. Look at me. I'm being faithful to the negative again. In other words, I'm worrying. When we're told to have faith in everything going well, right? We think, "Oh, okay, I'll try." But worry is faith that everything will go wrong, and we do it naturally. "Oh, I'm expecting the worst." Yeah, of course. As I say, some of us are worse than others in this area, but we all do it to a certain extent. So, gals, as we wind up another week of snippets, still got some strolls happening tomorrow. I really hope that this week inspired you to get excited about this chapter of your life and really lit a fire under your butt to get up and stop wasting time and actually do something about it. Take some action, move forward, have something to look forward to that you're building on, because this is the time of life that can just be more and more and more exciting. We have the wisdom. You have the wisdom. You haven't lived for nothing. And now it's time to get the emotions and the mindset in line so that you can put that wisdom to its best use. It can be so helpful to those you love. As long as we're not irritated or depressed or anxious, we can pass on our wisdom. But that's really hard to do when our emotions are out of control and we're struggling with alcohol. I love you, gals. I hope you know that. And I'm so honored that you're with me here in Snippet Land. And, gals, let's end this week in Snippet Land with an exciting announcement. As you may know, I do periodic multi day live events here in Snippet Land. Well, we haven't done one since April, and it is now June. So the time has come. Next week, Wednesday, we are starting a 5-day free live experience together called My Sober Summer. Gals, this is 5 days live with me on Zoom once a day, learning to stay with yourself when life gets messy. A small group of women, a daily worksheet, and the start of your best chapter. I'm committed to showing you how to show up even when life gets messy. Because once you have that skill, the rest is gravy. Go to the show notes, tap the link. Let me know you're coming, and we'll get together starting June 17th, Wednesday, right through till Sunday the 21st. And I'm going to show you how showing up for yourself is what makes this journey doable. It's not about learning how to not drink, it's learning how to navigate life when it is being life. See you there, gals. Grab your link now. Thanks for popping in. Be sure to come back next time so I can keep your head on straight. Sending you buckets of love.